Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is just me today. So neither Oz or any of the actual other co-stars could actually make it today. This it's gonna it won't be a long one, obviously, as it's just me. But I'm ready to interact with everyone to talk, and let's talk about this weekend's games. But first, what we are going to go over the predictions that were picked by the Sport Tank pundits, I guess, commentators. Uh, let's see what happens, shall we? Again, this is all fresh, this is all good, and it's all nice, and we're doing pretty damn fine. Um, but we've had a very interesting weekend of football. We had one game get called off because of what's the word I'm looking for? Because of trespassers on the field on the get play site. So the game had to get abandoned, and it is going to get played at another time. Um, but we've had a lot of different things happen this week, and we can say that most of our predictions were right. There were a couple games that were expected to be absolute destruction, absolute wins, and I don't think that we were very shocked by it all, if I'm gonna be honest. And I'm just trying to put up the scores as we have going forward. Yes, basically, Joe. Yeah, basically, that's exactly what happened. So let's see within the within the pundits and within the community picks. Let's see who got what right. So we're going to start off with obviously just going up from the lower divisions all the way up to the top. We had Norwich Devils versus Hereford, Ouse Valley. With Ouse Valley 18, Norwich Devils 6. Every single pundit got it right, from myself all the way to Sean. And so did the community did pick 57% pick the Devils to win this game. Hey Adam, thank you for jumping in. Well, neither Oz can't make it, and Steve has obviously stuff that he needs to take care of, putting the little ones to sleep. Oz is not in the country. Oz cannot make the stream today, so it is just me on my lonesome. But it's okay. It is okay. We're gonna get through this nice and quickly. It's not gonna be too long. I'm gonna give you lot back your time this evening. And we've had some interesting games this weekend, that's for sure. But we've obviously went over the Ouse Valley versus Norwich Devil game. Ouse Valley have won, and look, these Valleys are looking pretty good. I have to admit, surely, I don't. I would if I had the plug. If I had the plug, I would. Oz is actually in Belfast, I believe. He's actually unfortunately traveling to Belfast for work, so he just could not make it. The dedication is just not good enough. His dedication to the whole thing is just not good enough. It's his final stand, and he just could not make it. Depressing. Um, but we'll see. He'll see if he can get on, but we'll just see what he can do. And then we had, for the next game, we had Hereford Stampede versus Swindon Storm. That game finished 19-14 with 60% of the community picking Swindon Storm, getting that correct. Other than us pundits, we all got it right because we all got it wrong. We all went for Hereford. So, again, Britball logic doesn't make sense. Britball logic doesn't actually work. Do you... oh, God. And then we move on. It's true. Saints of the Storm are doing pretty well. Then we move on to Oxford Saints versus Ipswich Cardinals. We all picked the Saints, and the Saints did not disappoint. The game ended 18-9 to Oxford Saints. Oxford Saints are doing pretty well as well. Look. I don't have any problems with these games. These games are exactly what is expected to happen. Now, the next game, I'm the only punter that got it wrong. We had Lancashire Buccaneers versus Leicester Panthers, and this game ended 38-0. It's just not good. It really wasn't good. I'm down. Well, so far I'm 2 out of 4. Not looking great. Sean, Chris, and Oz are 3 out of 4. I don't know how this is going to go. Actually, that's a lie. I do know how it's going to go, but we'll see how that comes on. Hopefully, one of the others will be able to jump in as well. Did you just say, would you rather fight 100 duck-sized horses or one horse-sized duck? Well, that's not really that difficult. I'm taking the horse-sized duck. No. Oh, hold up. I'm taking the duck. Fuck it. All right. We are digressing. I don't have any partners, but we move, we run, and we go straight through to the next game. We are going up north. We are going to Gateshead Senators versus Darlington Steam. This game ended 52-24. Oh boy, you lot are killing me. Would you rather be first in line? David, that is disgusting. Oh, nope. Let me carry on. That is disgusting, David. Very, very disgusting. Against the Senators, won with all four pundits picking correctly, all going for Senators as well. Next up, we had in Division 1 in the South, we had the Wembley Stallions, who are running amok so far in their division against Sussex Thunder. That game ended 60-0 to Wembley Stallions. Is this probably the best Wembley Stallions team that we have seen in a very long time? Or is it a bad division that they're playing in? It's a very interesting question, isn't it? Is it a good Wembley Stallions? Oh, hello. Is it a good Wembley Stallions or is it a bad division? At the moment, I'm gonna go with a good Wembley Stallions. I've watched them play this season already, and they look very well knit, well tight, pushing forward. They are doing what I expect them to do. Oh, hello, Irish. Oz, hello.
Hello.
Oh, he is crackly.
Yeah, top of the morning to you. Yeah, it's gonna be shitty.
It's okay. I'm halfway through, and we are currently at East Kent Mavericks versus. Oh, sorry, I was asking the question. Is it a good Wembley? Are we seeing the best Wembley Stallions that we've seen so far, or is it a bad division?
Oh. Really? I mean, we're starting with that. Like
well,
that's
you came.
that's
You came in late, so I was already there. I was already there. You just jumped in at a very awkward moment.
Okay. Can I hedge? Can I hedge and say both?
Yeah.
Is that an acceptable answer?
That's an acceptable answer.
Like I would say it's a good Wembley Stallions team that we're seeing, but also I would say the division is weaker than it's been in recent years.
Yeah, I can agree. I would have preferred to see them in a division with East Kent. Then that would have been a bit more. That would have been a bit more interesting to see how it happened. But I guess we'll see that matchup in the playoffs. Well,
yeah,
they're in playoffs. Yeah, so we'll potentially see that matchup in the playoffs. But next up, we move to Oz. You've missed all. Micah has done your picks for you. No, I haven't.
How rude, mate! I'm on my phone. I'm on my phone right now. So like at the moment, I can't see a fucking thing. You are this big on my screen. So, but apparently I'm giving out 720p. So let's go.
Fair enough. Yes, you are. Actually, you're coming through very clear.
Nice.
Next up, we've got East Kent Mavericks 42, Essex Tridents 5. Expected.
Yeah, but to that extent, was it though? Like, were we expecting like a 40-point walkover?
No.
Okay, I wasn't expecting a 40-point walkover.
Again, I kind of do have the East Kent Mavericks to potentially win that division. I did pick them from the beginning of this year.
But we had them to win the division last year.
Yeah, I know, and they fucked it up. They didn't have a QB last year. They actually had a QB this year, so I'm a hedge my bets on that. But it will be a great matchup between Stallions and East Kent when it gets to that final moment. That's the truth.
Are you ignoring South Wales and Solent and Bristol?
Well, we know how that happened last time they played teams in London, so that didn't really go very well for them at all, did it?
Well, I mean, for the Thrashers, last time they played teams in London, they were playing Warriors and Blitz. So.
That's true. That's true. That's true. But talking about that, I did find out last week that apparently. Well, Kwame wasn't there. He said that the reason why they lost was, on his back, that he wasn't there, so they couldn't run the ball very well without him there. I don't know how true that is, but I know.
Doesn't Kwame play defensive back?
Hey, he probably does,
and then as Davis just said that we're ignoring the fact that the O's beat the Mavs in the first game of the season.
First game ring rust. First game rust. It is what
ring rust. Yeah, what is this? WWE?
No. To be fair, David, you are right. I forgot about that matchup. But again, the next matchup will be very interesting. But let's get through these picks that we selected, because we didn't do that bad this week. Because no one did terrible this week. Like. It was.
I'll tell you who did terrible this week.
We're about to get there.
North Ends. The North Ends Knights did terrible this week. What are we doing? What are we doing, boys?
So we're just gonna go straight through to that game. It was Staffordshire Surge 21, North End Knights 12.
I mean, shout out to Staffordshire. Like, they lost last week, turned around, played the same team the following week, and flipped the result on them.
Yeah,
flipped the result on them. But North Ends are clapped. What's going on? We were on the hype train. I was the conductor. I had the hat. I was fucking pulling the.
I think it was
pulling the whistle.
I don't think Tyler played. I think that's probably the reason. I don't think Tyler played.
Mate, even before you were involved with Sportank, like, I've had a love affair with North Ends. Like,
really?
there's mate, there's like me, because I must have been, I reckon, like pre-COVID, like 2019 when I first started doing this with Steve, maybe 2021. It could have been after, but I'm pretty sure it's all the way back to like 2019. Because I was a big fan of their social media output. I really liked the way that they went about their social media at the time. Because at the we would sort of report depending on like the live events and stuff of what was going on in game. And North Ends had a really good social media team. They were providing live updates consistently. So I would find myself often talking about I'd have back and forth with them on Twitter because it's just fun. I have loved North Ends for a very long time, and like a high school girlfriend, they continue and not let me down. It's just they're my first love, and they're breaking my heart all the time.
Oh, fair enough. Funny enough, Eden does say something. One thing funny about Britball is the amount of teams who don't post scores when they lose.
Hey man, it's not just Britball. You look across professional sports. So I follow baseball. Is one of the big sports that I follow. And when the Baltimore Orioles got fucking clapped by the Cincinnati Reds earlier this year, like it was like 20. I stopped watching. I think it was like 26-2 or 24-2. Like all the Orioles social media team, they just it was bad. They just posted final. They just posted the game is ended. They didn't put the score. They didn't say how much they lost by. They just said the game is ended. Like,
wow.
Yeah,
you probably don't need to do it because everyone probably knows what the hell.
Professional orgs, even professional orgs, social media teams, when they get their pants pulled down, they will sort of sidestep it.
Yeah, and also I do love the surge. I do love my little tag and my little shout out with the big old eyes to the picks. I didn't realize everyone had picked Hereford. Wow, not one person had faith in the surge at all for this game.
Whoa. Why are we talking surge and Hereford?
Sorry, the surge and Knights. No one had faith in the surge to beat the Knights, and
okay.
Yeah, all of us got
because the Knights literally just beat them. Like it wasn't like we were sitting there predicting an upset, like a gigantic upset by saying that the Knights are going to win. Like it's they had just beaten them. We kind of expected them to do it again. So we were wrong. Well played to the surge. I don't want to spend all this time waxing poetically about the Knights when the surge got the win. So congrats to the boys at the surge. Well played. Big ups on being able to, take the loss and then bounce back the next week in the way that you did. So congratulations, boys.
They did pretty well. And for the next game, we have our first tie of the season. The Revolutions 13, Samuel Steelers 13.
Yeah. See, that throws this division wide open.
Yeah, it is it's a big shot. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't think that we'd have a tie so early into the season.
Like this week in this division has just turned on its head because last week we were talking about, can't wait to see Northants play Sandwell. That's going to be a hell of a game. It's going to be sort of looking at who's going to win the division. Now the Surge have just come back and flipped it, and then obviously the Rams are like, we still exist here as well. We are a really good team too. So
yeah, we're in a very interesting pickle, but we also move up a division to Division 1 in the north. We have Scunthorpe Alphas 50, Merseyside Nighthawks 21.
All is right in the world. Do you remember week one? Do you remember week one when we all picked Sheffield to beat Merseyside?
Yeah.
And then some soft spot from Merseyside came out on his socials and was like, because they came out and won, and then they got clapped by.
Hey,
that's what happened. That's what happens when you play like a very good Div 1 outfit. So So big ups to Scunthorpe making all right in the world. But this isn't the end for Merseyside because they're still they are a contender in that division. They're a decent team in that division. They've shown that with their wins over Sheffield and stuff. It's not a season left to go for them.
Yeah, 1,000%. It was a great show for the Surge, but for the
Alphas,
for them, it's not like they're out.
You're so bad with team names at times.
For the Nighthawks, there we go. For the Nighthawks, it's not terrible, So I'm intrigued to see what they can do. Let's have some fun. But we're moving up to the same division. The Giants versus the Romans. This game ended 31-13 to the Romans.
This was a big one.
Where did that come
from? Well, this is I enjoyed seeing the post from somebody in the comment section of our and this is good. This is good content. So if you want to sit there and fucking bag on us because we got it wrong, and it's like, you're all shit, you don't know what to talk about. Whatever. Don't be a tool. The way that I don't know, I can't remember the guy's name, but he posted a GIF in the comments of where the scoreline and prediction and stuff, and it just had rumors of my death had been grossly over exaggerated. and I thoroughly enjoyed that. I thought that was very, very good because it's true. We were all dead and burying the chest of Romans, and we completely wrong. They've come out and they've. Quick question: Is Sheffield just bad this season? Is that what it is? Because Sheffield got pumped by Merseyside. They've now been pumped by Chester. Is it just a bad season for Sheffield? Are they just not having a good time?
I think it might be bad because again they've still got to play. They still got to play the Alphas. It's not going to be a great running for them.
Yorkshire's in that division as well.
Yeah,
but the Rams are in there. Leicester is Leicester in there?
No,
they're
in the Midlands. So
Yeah,
But the Giants don't have a. It's not a good division for them to be in. But like I've said on Sunday, every team that are meant to get relegated from the division have that saving grace. It might not be they might not look at it as a saving grace.
Yeah,
it's a saving
you got the promotion. You got the promotion relegation. Like especially if you're a team like Sheffield that's been sort of floating around the Prem and the Div 1 for as many years as they have. It's like, are you better than a Div 2 outfit?
Team. Yeah, and if you're not, then you deserve to be where you get to. But again, it's a saving grace. But we're going to move up to Glasgow. We're going to move up, Glasgow technically. Glasgow Tigers 36, Clyde Valley Blackhawks 0.
I got screwed by the wheel, bro. I got screwed by the wheel.
Yeah, you did.
There's no way I wanted to pick Clyde Valley. Okay,
no, like
I got screwed by the wheel.
Yeah, it wasn't a great showing, but it wasn't what I was not surprised to see Glasgow win.
That division just feels like Glasgow and a whole bunch of like
everyone else.
Thanks for turning up. Thanks for making up the numbers.
And the thing is, what makes it worse is that Edinburgh will potentially be in that division next year.
It depends. Like what happens with that division? Because if you look at it, like Aberdeen is a
associate team,
their associate team,
and then you got another associate team that's not even in.
Rossendale's an associate team from Lancashire. Fucking like Clyde Valley's a Div 1, Div 2 team. Glasgow's a Div 1, like a firmly established Div 1 team. Inverclyde is like a Div 2 team. So it's like when Edinburgh returned, where does Edinburgh fit in? It's like there's no parity in the Scottish division, man. It's just
hey, whoever can take the foothold.
And then the thing is, it's like it doesn't really help Glasgow in any way, shape, or form because they're not really getting. Well, they've got to go up and play or go down and play. No, they'll get to stay home probably because they'll win their division. But they'll have somebody like Scunthorpe coming up to see them, or they'll eventually have to run into Yorkshire depending on. Yeah.
So it's good. It'll be difficult.
Which after you've just sort of run out against a whole bunch of associate level and Div 2 level guys, having to run actually. Pushing for Prem level, like a pushing for Prem level outfit, and you've been running up against a whole bunch of Sunday jollies. It's tough.
It's a bad day. But we're gonna move on to the Premiership South now. This weekend, the Premiership was bad for the Cats. Well, both Cats. Hertfordshire Cheetahs 0, London Blitz 45, and we're gonna do both games at the same time. Cambridgeshire Cats 0, Rushmore Knights 35. As I said last week, it is going to be it's going to be who loses out of Cambridge Cats and Hertfordshire Cheetahs who goes into that relegation promotion match. Yeah. That's where it's going to be, and it's not looking good for either. So,
as if you have a look in the comments, Adam mentioned it that it's the third season. So it's the third season pattern.
For the Cats.
First season, get promoted, overperform. Second season, start to struggle. Third season, back down you go.
Yeah, it's true. But I did have there were some conversations I had with some players at the Cheetahs Blitz game. It was that situation of, are some players going to want to come to a team that's going to probably win 4 games a season? I get it. It's difficult, but sometimes you've got to be able to figure out what happened. What was the injury in the Cheetahs game? So from what I was told, it was a lacerated hip. It was to do with his hip. I can't be too sure what it was, but he done something to his hip and he couldn't move it at all.
Okay. I love you, bro. I do. I love you. but you are the most long-winded human being that I've ever interacted with in my life. And I get fucking petrified when you're the one to answer these questions because I'm terrified I'm going to be stuck here for the next 20 minutes listening to you stumble through some like half-assed fucking medical explanation that you had no clue about whatsoever, and then by the time you finished answering the question, you haven't answered the fucking question at all. So we say at a bum hit.
Yes, he had a bum hit. Fine.
Don't ask us. We don't know.
Whatever.
Somebody in the comments say what happened.
But I do think it was it was probably a lacerated. It was most likely a lacerated hip. Anyway, we'll move on. But then we move on to the Cambridgeshire Cats at Rushmore. We wish him what?
Yes. No. It's fine. We're moving on.
You made me feel awkward already. So leave it alone. You made it feel awkward already. Leave it alone.
I'll leave it alone. It's been a long day for me. I'm in arsehole mode. I'll move it on. Keep going.
God, we wish the player a speedy recovery.
Yes, we do. Absolutely.
The Cambridgeshire Cats versus Rushmore Knights. From what I saw, this game was 0-0 at halftime, and then just
floodgates opened.
Plugged it on. Yeah.
Don't know what. It's a good victory for Rushmore. You know, they're going to be encouraged by that. Yeah. It's always going to be tough. Like, the more I think about it, it's always going to be tough for like long-term sustainability for any team in the Prem South, because you always the Blitz and the Warriors are always going to pull players. They always are. Bristol has got like their farm system essentially, where they've got SGS and UAE, yeah. So they've got a lovely sort of funnel system going on. For any other teams, it's always going to be tough for long-term sustainability, because it's also like, Warriors, Blitz, Aztecs. They have some of the top level coaching that you will find in the Div 1 South as well. Now, you might find other GB level coaches like Dave Gibbs and Solent, things like that, like out in different places. But a lot of the times you will find some of the best coaching that you're going to get in the Premier League in those specific teams. So it's like,
what do you do?
It's always going to be hard for teams coming up, or teams that have sort of been able to avoid the team that's coming up, coming back down, and sort of just languishing in that. But I think about teams like the O's, South Wales.
Yeah, that's true.
Like Rushmore, Solent, like these teams that go up and then go down, and then you put Cambridgeshire and Hertfordshire in there now. But Hertfordshire hasn't fallen back down yet, but obviously they only came up last year, so it could still happen next year with Adam's third year hill that he'll die on. But it's always going to be tough that you've got these teams that are sort of coming up and going down, like they're sort of languishing around for a couple of years, and like you said, you're paying 4 and 6 ball for 2 years, and then you get relegated.
Yeah, so it's like, what's the is there a point? So like now the question is who comes up next? Is the same situation going to happen for them in 2 years' time?
Well, let's look at the potential candidates for those who can come up. So if it was, let's say the O's come up, I would say yes, that situation is still there, because
it's the same thing.
Because the O's have come up and it's like, oh well, I've proven I'm a Premier before, I can go to the Blitz or the Warriors. If it's someone like Rushmore, if it's someone that's like Rushmore that comes up, Rushmore has proven the same thing. They'll come up, they'll stay for a couple of years, they'll go back down. Yeah. It's the way that they've been. Solent literally have just done it. They've come up, they stayed for a couple of years, they went back down. Like, I don't know where do you get South Wales?
Stallions, maybe? No, Stallions, maybe.
But they're still London.
Yeah, East Kent, maybe. Would they be able to? Would East Kent be able to pull in players from Colchester and
the Exiles?
Yeah, to form a actual team that potentially they could keep everything up.
So Scott's just mentioned that he missed us going through the Essex Mavs game. Game was competitive at 14 until midway through the third, at which point there was the scooping score. So this is what I was curious about. I didn't think it was going to be a blowout. Like, thought maybe East Kent would win, but I thought it'd be a lot closer. So there we go. School scored in the third with a forced fumble. With the game going, they started rotating more and focusing on game time for people. So that's how we ended up with the blowout that we got, is they started the rotations.
Oh, wow.
Can we get some love for the Stallions O-line for the season so far? Haven't seen them play, so I can't speak to that. But obviously, with the fact the Stallions are fucking,
3-0.
Yeah, they're 3-0. They're balling out. So they've got to be doing.
Yeah, and they've scored over 150 points in 3 games. So they're not.
So Adams posed a good question: would players from the Warriors and the Blitz end up going to the O's?
No,
not
a chance.
No.
There's more chance that the O's players are going to leave and go to Blitz or Warriors.
Yeah,
that's what has happened. If you look at the past, a lot of players have left the O's and either gone to Blitz or they've gone to the Warriors, or in most cases they go to the Blitz and then go to the Warriors. So
so Joe's just saying that the step up is too much. You end up going up, getting your cheeks clapped. What's the incentive? So it's that's what it is though for these, because the moment you have that first sort of buoyant season, so you have all the players that get you from Div 1 to the Prem, and then you have that first season in the Prem where you overperform and you're like, oh shit, we made the Prem. But then
you face the
next season. The next season, when players move on, or it's shit changes, and then you have that rough season where you get clapped 70-0 by the Warriors at home, and then you get clapped by the Warriors 60-0 away.
Yeah, it's just like,
and then you're like, oh.
This is sort of why I was sort of annoyed when the playoffs where the players got moved to just the semi-finals and then the final. Back in the day, it was 4 teams from the south, 4 teams from the north. They make the playoffs. It makes it a bit more interesting, at least, because then it at least a bit. It will probably turn out to be the same exact 2 teams, but it gives people a bit more of experience of things or what to drive for.
So I'm also curious as to how the promotion relegation is going to affect this, because obviously previously you might have some mercenaries that they don't want to get, they're too good to be playing Div 1 ball, but they don't want it. Like they either are not going to get on the field for Warriors, Aztecs, Blitz, or whatever, or they don't live in that area, or they don't want to get clapped by playing for a team local to them that's going to be running into them every single week. So they just stay as mercenaries in Div 1, but they're too good for Div 1, and then the team that they play for gets promoted, and then they move on, and then that team struggles. Like, but now with like the promotion relegation, like you don't get to earn your Div 1 Britball ring, so to speak.
Not
if you don't win that promo game, you don't get that Div 1 ring.
To get that Div 1 ring. That's what it is. It's that's I think that's more of the incentive. That's what the incentive is now. Is you can claim your ring.
Or are we going to see teams that still make the promo game still do the ring? Because they'll be like, well, we beat all the Div 1 teams, we lost to a Prem team, so we still invested in Div 1.
But then it's not a bowl game.
You got no bowl game.
The team,
it's not a bowl game.
With no trophy. It's just, we beat everyone in Div 1. We couldn't beat the worst team in the Premiership. It's kind of.
It's going to be the end of the season.
The first year will be different. It'll be different, and obviously the promotion relegation games will be played on the 31st of August. So that'll be interesting to see how that goes. I guess the Britball is 1 day instead of 2 now, if I'm guessing correct. Yeah,
I have no idea. I guess we'll find out when the schedule is released. Right, let's move on. We've sort of
the final game of the Premiership is in the north. Newcastle Vikings 0, Manchester Titans 66. I picked against the Titans. I know you did. This was the game. I got it mixed up. This was the post where it had the rumors of my demise have been greatly exaggerated. This is someone from the Titans that obviously posted that in the comment. I got it mixed up between Chester and but I still thought it was hilarious. Because everybody it's the Geno Smith moment. Everybody had written off the Titans, but the Titans didn't write back. Yeah, not everyone did. So.
And then was this a home game for Manchester?
It was in Newcastle.
And away.
Yeah. It was in. That's why I sort of gave it to Newcastle, because that travel isn't always the best, especially on a Sunday morning, to play at 4 p.m. Yeah, I didn't.
Damn, you're getting your cheeks clapped up.
I didn't. I wasn't. I was sort of. My pick was sort of on the travel wise. That was going to be the reason why. But
let's be honest. You thought Manchester was washed. You were looking for something new. You saw them lose to Coventry, and you were like, "It's the new bloods' time. The future is now, old man."
But no, I didn't expect that type of result. I'm not gonna lie, that was crazy. That was.
So Adams made a good point, which I'm just going to try and put up here. Why would a Prem team who spent the whole season getting spanked want to win the relegation, like the promo relegation game that'll keep them in the division? Wouldn't they just surely play the backups to be able to drop?
Maybe, but then if the back,
I feel like there's a pride aspect. Like you don't want to go to, you don't want to drop. Well, okay, you shouldn't want to drop if you can avoid, unless you're somebody like Oxford that is like hanging on by a fucking toenail and you need to drop to recoup.
Yeah.
But you shouldn't want to drop. So it should be a pride thing where you're like, right, we have a chance to prove that we still belong here. Like, we need to fucking pull this out. But after a long season, you get the shit kicked out of you. It kind of takes the heart out of a lot of players.
Rest. So they get a month to just train and work things out. I don't know if it'll make a difference.
Yeah, but
I don't know if it'll make a difference at all.
The teams that are getting relegated, are the teams that like struggle to field numbers late in the season when they're 0-8, or they struggle to field numbers on a bank holiday because guys have booked booked their holidays and shit, and they're like, oh, we haven't won a game, we're not going to win a game. Like, I'm just going to go on my holiday and shit. So these are the sort of teams that are getting relegated.
Yeah.
Like, it's not the well put together outfits with the players that
they just
bust their ass and want to. Yeah. So
who they're playing.
Again, we're tangenting again.
And then we're good. And then,
but yeah, Titans clap them. Absolutely beat the living snot out of them.
And then we had Aztecs playing again in Europe and against Karlstad. We all picked the Karlstad, and that game ended 35-0.
Yes. Hashtag Brexit. We are out of Europe. This is what the Tories tried to do. Bristol got a clean exit. They got a clean exit from Britain. It's all done. Don't have to worry about it anymore. Like Nigel Farage should be calling up the Bristol Aztecs head coach to find out how do you get out of Europe so easily.
You're so savage. It's
not that bad.
Yeah,
it's just a joke. Like, look, shout out. No, big ups to Bristol. Shout out. Like, you guys have won a game in Europe. Like, you literally, like, what, 2 weeks ago you won a game in Europe. That I haven't seen. I can't remember the last time a UK team won a game in Europe. Like, it's not while I've been active.
2011 when Blitz won EFAF.
Yeah. So it's not since I've been actively fucking following. So it's a huge thing what Bristol did. So I'm making a slight joke. It's tongue in cheek. Like, don't get your knickers in a twist about it. It's just what you've achieved this season, just in winning that first game in Europe is massive. And now you can focus all your attention on overcoming that hurdle that is the London Warriors. And now that Manchester looks back on track, he's got a second, forgive the pun, you've got a second Titan to worry about.
You have beaten them before, but you just got to do it again. So, how did I forget? We had a game get called off because the field got trashed.
The Gypsies.
Yes, and that game will obviously get rescheduled at some point. That game will get rescheduled at some point. But yeah, I forgot about that. I forgot that game even happened. But let's get on to week 7 predictions. We have about 20 minutes, and so we've got enough time to talk through things.
Yeah, let's
so we've got a Saturday game. We have Manchester Titans versus East Kilbride Pirates. After that victory, I'm going with the Titans.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of you're kind of back to unless you want to pick Coventry, unless you're thinking that Coventry's got their number. But
East Kilbride.
Kind of back to
Kilbride.
No. I know, but what I'm saying, just listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth.
don't want to.
At the moment, it's business as usual for Manchester until they're playing, possibly until they're playing Coventry, if Coventry's got their number. Or unless you think that was a blip, you kind of just keep picking Manchester until you hit playoffs again. That's what I'm saying. I know they're playing East Kilbride. Fuck you.
Oh, fair enough. So that was
Get off my lawn.
No, you're not even at your own lawn.
I'm a grumpy old man today.
Next up, we got Ipswich Cardinals in Division 2 versus Ouse Valley Eagles.
I'm taking Ooze. Ooze on a roll, baby.
There they are. I'm taking the Cardinals.
You're taking the Cards.
Yeah, I'll take the Cards. I'm taking the Cardinals. I'm gonna be a risk taker.
No, I don't think you're a risk taker. I think that's probably a smart pick, but I'm just mate. The ooze is flowing. So I gotta keep backing it.
Fair enough. Next up in the Division 2 Midlands, we got Lincolnshire Bombers versus Lee Miners.
Can we get the Jippos to cancel this game instead?
No, I'm going with oh shit, hold on. It's not the team that I thought.
Why are we losing solid Bournemouth when we've got games like this happening?
I don't know. I'm taking the Miners for this one.
Martin's taking the Cards. Martin's all over Ipswich. And I know your son plays for the team, Martin, but aren't you supposed to be? Yeah, aren't you supposed to be impartial? Like this is pretty messed up that you're still.
Hey, as long as he ain't reffing them.
It's fine. Well, that was going to be my next question. If you are you reffing this game, Martin? Because then you're not allowed to take a team. I think that's literally.
As long as he ain't reffing them.
Martin's head ref. I'm taking the Cardinals in this one. Don't you worry, boys. Right, Lee versus Lincolnshire. Who's at home?
Lincolnshire.
Yeah, I'll run it back once more. I'll run it back once more with the Bombers. See how that works. Okay. Oh no, he's right. Martin's no, you're right. Sorry.
Oh, that's the Oops.
Fuck me. I've got Martin Cockrell and Martin Fitzpatrick mixed up. Mate, it's been a long day. I was on the road since 5 a.m. I had to drive from Newcastle, well, not even Newcastle, like half an hour south of Newcastle, into Scotland, get on a fucking ferry, take the ferry across to Belfast, then drive all the way from Belfast down to Dublin. And it turns out I'm not even staying in Dublin. I'm like another 45 minutes outside of Dublin. So it's been a long fucking day for me. I got up at 4:45. I got up at 4:45 this morning. It's been a long day. Sorry, Martin Fitzpatrick and Martin Cockrell. I got you mixed up.
All right, so you've gone Bombers. So next up, boom. This is easy. This is gonna be the easiest pick ever. We got Humber Warhawks versus Doncaster Mustangs.
Oh, it's Humber. Humber. You don't need to ask this one.
I know. That's why I said it's the easiest bloody pick in the world. And you know what? If somehow Mustangs come and pull off a win, I'm just gonna just.
I will not be on next week's stream. Like I know this was supposed to be my off week because I was traveling, but I'm at home next week. I won't be taking. I won't. If Doncaster wins, I'm not coming online.
Fair enough.
Because I will be in a local church because our prayers for Donny have worked, and now I want to find out what else I can get out of this arrangement from the big fella. So I'll be off. Talking to my local priest, we got Pope Rob now or Pope Bob. I'll be
I think so.
I'll be talking to Pope Bob, trying to figure out how I get some of this luck that Doncaster's gotten, this divine intervention.
That would be absolutely crazy to see how that goes. So next up, we got Division 1, South Wales Warriors versus Bristol Apache.
So this was is this their first meeting this year? This
is their first one.
Yeah, and they split the series last year.
Yeah, and they split it by like 1 point last year.
No, wasn't it 9-6? Wasn't it 9-6 or 7-6 each way? Like it wasn't the same score, but reversed.
Yeah. It was something stupid like that. It probably was the same score back to back. So it was like.
There we go. Rumor has it that Donny can't even field a team due to numbers.
How did they get registered? I don't understand that.
Well, no, obviously numbers have diminished since they've registered because shit's gotten worse.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Where are you going?
I don't know because I can't remember the teams that we're talking about. Oh, South Wales and Bristol.
South Wales and Bristol. And
yeah, no. So this season, I'm on sort of a redemption arc with South Wales. I'm looking to see how they go. So I'm gonna take the Warriors. I'm gonna take South Wales.
Okay, I'm gonna take Apache.
Yeah, I thought you might. I think the majority will take Apache, but I'm looking forward to seeing how South Wales gets on. So I'm gonna pick the Warriors.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. Next up, we've got Wembley Stallions versus London Blitz B.
Don't get me wrong. I love the bastard bees. I love the bastard bees. They have a habit of like ruining people's days or ruining people's picks. But the only people's picks they're going to be ruining the only day they're going to be ruining is their own. Like, they're going to get rolled by Wembley.
Okay, Stallions, both ways.
Yeah. Hey, we were supposed to talk about the Wembley O line, so the Wembley O line is going to roll over them. It's going to be it's going to be a big scoreline to a not big scoreline.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting. 1 second. Next up, we've got Berkshire Renegades versus Sussex Thunder.
Oh fuck! No, can we get this game cancelled by the Jippos? It's not far to go from. It's not far to go from fucking Solent or Bournemouth where they were to Sussex and Berkshire.
The thing is, this is probably going to be a horrible game, but I could see the Renegades are going to win it. I'll give the leg up to the Renegades for this one.
Can I abstain out of disgust?
You can go for a tie. You can go for a tie.
How much do you hate yourself picking a tie? We'll take the Renegades. We'll take Berkshire.
Okay. Right. Now we're back into Division 1. I don't even know what division it is. We got Kent Exiles versus Colchester Gladiators. This should be. I'm going with the Exiles.
Yeah, see, I've backed the Glads. I've backed the Glads for the past 2 games, and they've lost their past 2 games, and I've backed them. So I'm hoping that I can sort of instigate a bounce back for Colchester by picking the Exiles.
I don't know. The Exiles looked good against the O's as well, so it looks like they got a good setup there. So that's what I'm going.
To be honest, Martin, I joined the show late because I've been traveling. Micah's been sort of one man soloing it for the majority of it, and for the time that we have been together, we've just been chatting shit. It's been a pretty inconsequential rundown this week. Sorry, so you haven't missed fuck all.
I didn't plan anything to be by myself for the first 20 minutes, so
yeah. We had
a backup.
It was my travel plans, and then I didn't fucking sort out a replacement because I'm useless, so it was on me. What's new?
He's in Ireland.
Yeah. No, that's the thing. He's saying what's new. He's literally saying that, I think he's just wanting to me say it's been an inconsequential rundown where we've just chatted shit, and he's like, yeah, that's the usual.
Yeah, that's fair play. So we're going up to the Division 1 in the north. We're going to the Midlands. We've got Sandwell Steelers versus Birmingham Bulls.
Sandwell.
Fair enough. Both Steelers both ways. I don't trust the Bulls. I'm sorry. I don't trust you lads.
Wait,
especially with the kick-off.
That's the second time I've seen Bonnie Blue mentioned in the comments. Who asked the question about Bonnie Blue?
So David asked, I can't remember what he said. He said something about 100 players. No, be the first man to fight the gorilla or be the last man with Bonnie Blue.
I'm fighting the gorilla. I'm fighting the gorilla every single time. I mean, if I'm fighting the gorilla, I'm only catching them hands. That's the only thing I'm catching is a couple of gorilla fists.
Yeah. So Steelers, yeah. So next up we just talked about them, see how they could do. We've got Merseyside Nighthawks versus Yorkshire Rams. I'm going with the Rams.
I'm taking the Rams. Yeah, sorry. I was like, why am I even thinking about this?
He knows why you're thinking about it.
Why did I stop to think? What?
Don't know. Next up, we've got Chester Romans versus Sheffield Giants. Hey, man, Rome wasn't built in a day, but the Giants are gonna probably. Nah, actually, let's not. I'm going with the wrong ones. I'm going with the wrong ones. I don't know what the hell I was trying to say there. God knows what I was trying to say there. Lord, it has been a long day.
I'm taking Chester as well.
Next up in Scotland, you have no will. You can't do
I got
your
no will.
thing. So
I get to make an actual. Is Glasgow playing?
No.
Oh, I don't want to pick him. I don't want to play.
It is. It's Goliaths versus Aberdeen Roughnecks.
I'm going to take Aberdeen. I'm going to take the associate team.
Okay. I'll take Roughnecks just to split it out. Why not?
Well, no, because that's who I'm taking.
You're taking Aberdeen. I'm taking Goliaths, I said.
No, you said Roughnecks. That's why I was so confused, because I was like, I'm taking Aberdeen. You're like, right, I'll take the Roughnecks and split it out. I was like, wait, how does that work? We're splitting out one team? What?
Nah, we're both taking Roughnecks. We're both taking Roughnecks, potentially going to lose the pick anyway, but...
So you're not taking the Goliaths then?
I just don't trust them. I just don't trust them.
Bro, Aberdeen's an associate team.
Yeah. And they lost, and Goliaths lost to the other associate team recently.
Did they?
They lost to the Bucks, did they not?
I don't know.
Well, I might. Let's see. Am I wrong? I think. Oh no, Clyde. No, sorry. All right, no. I'm gonna still take the Roughnecks.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure the Roughnecks beat them the first time round. That's why I'm taking them.
I'm gonna still.
That's the thing. I was like, I think Inverclyde has lost to an associate team, but I think it was this associate team.
I am gonna take the Roughnecks. Still.
I was trying to play you.
So we're back to the Premiership.
Yay.
Now, what is the stipulation for this week? It is London Warriors versus Hertfordshire Cheetahs.
I mean, the same one it's been for all the others. Did the Hertfordshire score a point?
I kind of want to go if I want to go with Warriors score 70.
Okay. Oh, you want like an over under?
Yeah, let's go over and under.
Okay, I'll set the over under. I will set it at 60 because it seems like they're getting out to early leads and then the rolling clock is just killing their scoring.
Yeah, I could do.
Oh, Mateo has jumped in to tell us that Rossendale are doing awesome.
Fair. Let's see what happens. Over and under 60.
Yeah, we'll take the over under 60. I will take the under.
I'm gonna take the over. I'll take the over. You take the under. Fair enough.
Cool. 70 was much too easy to take the under on.
Yeah, I took the over because I just assumed that it would have happened. Now, the last game of the week, the game that will tell us where London Blitz are they just the middle of the pack, or can they hang potentially with Aztecs? I don't know if they're not ready for the Warriors, I don't think, as of yet. But it's the London Blitz versus Bristol Aztecs. I'm taking Bristol. Hey, I like you boys, but unfortunately, it is going to be Bristol.
I was curious. I was like, one, how far does the homerism go? Two, how far does the Hopian go?
Look, I'm not. Look, we both went 10 and 17 last week.
Right, okay.
We both went 10 and 17. The Breens went 11 and 17, so there wasn't that much difference between us.
Okay.
So yeah, Blitz looked good against Cheetahs, but again, it was against Cheetahs and it was against the Cats.
I think this is going to be a bounce back for Bristol. You know, they can't be happy with the way that they went out against the Crusaders, not even scoring a point. No. So I think this will be a big old bounce back game for the Aztecs.
The only thing I will say is I think it will be closer than we actually think.
Well, how close do you think it will be? That's when you say it'll be closer than we think. What if we think it's going to be 2017?
Probably like 2 scores to a score. I don't think it's going to be I don't think it's going to be by like 21-0 or by 3 scores. I think it'll probably be a lot closer than we think.
I reckon it'll be like 35-14.
35-14, not bad.
Yeah.
Shall we do it over and under on that one, or?
No, just let them play. It's because this is a game that we're like. I feel like the over-underers are slightly disrespectful, and I don't mind doing them because there's no real contention about what the result
Warriors,
of that game will be. Like it's not like we're sort of diminishing the fact that the Warriors going to win. Everyone knows the Warriors going to win. It doesn't matter. Whereas this one, Bristol's probably going into it thinking, right, we've got a shot. Not Bristol, sorry. The Blitz are probably going into it thinking we've got a shot. Like, and for Bristol, they're thinking, right, we've got to fucking show everybody that we are 100% the number 2 team in the country, not just the number 2 team in the South. We are the number 2 team in the country, and that we don't just want to be considered number 2. We want to be number 1.
Yeah.
So
it'll be a good game, and the weather's gonna be great, but I won't be there.
Big bounce back game for Bristol, I reckon. So
yeah. But ladies and gentlemen, we give you 5 minutes back of your time. That is Britball week 6 to week 7 over with. Oz, thank you for jumping in when you've been.
Thanks for doing your job, Oz. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. But everyone, thank you for jumping in. I hope everyone stays safe. Hope everyone stays good. The weather's great. Don't forget to drink your water because dehydration is a bitch. But yeah, I'm Micah.
Health tips with Micah. I'm Oz, and this is my prison cell. It's just 4 white walls.
Gosh,
Of course, Simon, I did get it. Thank you very much. I wore it out on. I've got Micah. I've got yours. I'll post it when I get home. I went hiking on Sunday. The missus and I went out to Mellon Cove, do a bit of hiking in the Yorkshire Dales, and she was asking if there's any chance of getting a large size sent up because she is going to fucking steal mine otherwise. So it was a great fit. I would if I was at home, I'd be wearing it on the stream. So thank you very much, Simon. It was it's a great piece of merch. Much appreciated.
If I get mine next week, I will wear it.
You will get yours sometime. So I'm home on Friday. I'll get it posted probably Monday.
So
you'll get yours
the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, you won't have it for next week's show, but you'll have it for the week after.
Yeah, that's fair. But again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Hope you have a great evening. This has been The Rundown. I'm Micah.
I'm Oz.